Hello and welcome to the Nightfell campaign episode 2. So let's talk about characters. First off, we have my friend Gaz, who plays Orc from Orc. He's a Orc Paladin fighter multi-class. He's taken 5 levels in Paladin, going Oath of Vengeance, and just 1 level in fighter to get second wind. So his character, an orc, was born to a tribe of orcs that abandoned their original home in Calador 800 years ago. And they went to live in a place called Morkenrath Peaks, which is a mountain range in Alteria. They live on the mountainside, and he always wanted to prove himself. He was known as the Stormborn, proving himself in battle. And then he decided to leave his home and travel Mid-Zero to find his way and prove himself to help his tribe. This is where he made his way to Scenaria and the story started. And he is a very stoic character who always makes sure that he is on the right side of good. Next up, we have Carrion the Rootless, my personal favourite character because he's also the bane of my life. He's a tiefling. He's an elf, and he's straight rogue. He's gone thief. He's managed to get himself gloves of thievery, and now tries to steal absolutely everything. He was originally from Sura. He was proved a coward in the Suran army, and was left and went to Alteria, where he then joined an army again and got a bit of a better rep, but then still felt like he needed to go on a quest to find a magical sword called Sir Celestos, which is the sword of heaven. On his way, he found his way to Scenaria and started training to be a rogue. And ever since then, every room he walks into, he says, "Is there something to steal?" But always a butt of jokes, and also a little bit of a scapegoat sometimes, and getting himself into trouble. He's always a fun and interesting character. Next up, we have John the Cleric. Obviously a pun on John the Baptist, but funny nonetheless. He was born just north of Scenaria City, in a place called Oakhaven, which was attacked by the Caledonians, and he was the only survivor. His family and friends were all killed. Literally everyone at the village was killed, and it was razed to the ground. He was then picked up by some clerics that took him to Gandu, where he trained to fight the users of the Ver, which is the dark magic that the Caledonians use. Whilst he was there, he trained and trained, always feeling like there was something evil inside him, of which he has started to notice, because he is a cleric, grave domain cleric, and he has started to take levels in Warlock, which is almost only coming from Calador. As he's grown in power, he's now a level 6. He's got 3 levels in Cleric and 3 levels in Warlock. As the story has progressed, he has found out that his father in Oakhaven wasn't his father at all, and he was a bastard son of the God King, who is the Lord and ruler of Calador, and he is what's called an Aetherling. Now, the Aetherlings were deliberate spawns left in all across the continent, and they were given missions to complete to make them worthy. As he's carried on, he got given the mission to kill the king, and funnily enough, the king died. He was nothing to do with it, but the God King then proclaimed that he had passed his mission. Whilst doing that, he has taken his third level in Warlock, and instead of going down my Homebrew path, he has chosen the path of Patron of the Undead, trying to use the goddess of Calador as a different way of teaching her teachings, who is quite definitely evil, but he's trying to spin her as good, and we'll see how that goes. He also found out that he had a brother, and his brother was another one of the members of the group, and that was Zelzebus Lucifer, a tiefling who was a paladin. He came from Sura, and he was left as a baby on the steps of a local paladin group called the Brothers of Flames, and they tortured him for being a tiefling, but he always felt like he was below them. Eventually he left the Brotherhood in search of a sword. Funnily enough, the same sword that another member of the group was trying to find, Sir Celestos. As he went, he was travelling north, and he felt a pull towards Calador. So he is a paladin, level 2, and 4 levels in Warlock. And he has taken the domain, the patron of the God Kings, in his father's image, because he found out that he was the bastard son of the God King, and also John the cleric's brother. But in the last battle, when the God King fell, that pull from the Warlock side and the God Kings turned him evil, and he left the party, taking the God King's body with him. He does have a new character, but it hasn't come in yet. The other characters have met him, because he's one of the children from the Guild Rats named RB. And funny one is, he's a wizard, and he's also a goblin that uses a hat of disguise to hide the fact that he's a goblin, to make him look like a human. And as his character progresses, we will see how he goes. But he's a level 5 wizard with 1 level of fighter, just so he can wear armour. And I think his AC is something like 22 at the moment. He's a bit of a min-maxer. Next up we have Mopsy, Waterfront. A rabbit that again was orphaned in Snaria, was a guild rat, and escaped the world of Snaria and went to Ossian, a neighbouring country. He learnt how to cast spells and became a wizard. He was a level 4 wizard before he then completed his backstory in finding one of the girls that was a guild rat with him, and left the party to go and be with her. The new character, Eschentort, is a gnome bard who's taken over from him. The characters don't really know anything about him yet, because they met him in what's what's now called New Oakhaven. So as they were heading up to Screaming Winds to go and help Regnus Gaia, where they were expecting a destroyed village and nothing really there, John was distraught to see that a village had propped up in its place, led by a Caledonian aetherling that was trying to farm the dead bodies in the land to raise them up as their undead horde. But they managed to defeat him, and Eschenort, who was a bard in the pub that had been created, who was trying his wares in the pub to gain money, ended up joining the group. Since they met, they've gone back to Snaria with Regnus Gaia. Regnus Gaia got to his house and found out that all of his family had literally, minutes before they got there, all been slaughtered. He was blamed for the murder, but then the assassin that had killed all of his family caught up with him and killed him too. So at the moment, what's happening in the story is they have just had a big, massive, mini boss fight with the God King and some of the assassins that had been pulled over to his side. They've managed to kill the God King, as one of the other NPCs shouted out, "No, that's what he wants, don't kill him." And then they killed him. And that's where Zelzebus, one of the character players, then turned evil and left the party. And that's where the campaign is at the moment. And I'll give you a heads up when we do our next session and tell you what happens. Thank you very much.